Well, hello. Long time no hear. A little birdie told me that you guys missed me. Well, I got a few of your emails. I missed you too. But listen, we have to take a little hiatus from time to time because I have so many things going on, so many things in the pot, so many things I'm stirring in the pot. But when we're on the hiatus, you can always stay connected. I am Craig the Writer Stewart across all social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's Snapchat. And the podcast has its own Instagram as well. It's So Much to Say Podcast. But listen, the way that you really stay connected is to subscribe at www.craigthewriterstewart.com. We have brand new So Much to Say podcast merchandise available for you. Just visit www.craigthewriterstewart.com and click the shop button at the top. We have coffee mugs, we have water bottles, we have all sorts of things over there. Okay, so just check it out. Oh, and of course, you know we have my books. We have 3 books over there for sale. But if you don't want to purchase directly through the website, of course, you can go to Audible, or you can download them to your e-reader. And if this is your first time listening to So Much to Say podcast, please go ahead and subscribe. We're available in Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, wherever you can listen to a podcast. This is very personal work for me.
Politics.
I believe I was called to tell my story, use my voice, be a voice for the community, to speak to and for a community of people that's been ignored, denied, overlooked.
Religion.
This is my life's work.
Religion.
I want to use words to uplift, heal, inspire, encourage.
Do something different. Every Monday at 10.
Labane and I met. I was down in Little 5 Points one day.
Yes.
And I was actually going down there because I was going to meet the woman who has the restaurant in Mood Music.
Plant-based
Princess.
Yes.
Her name is Plant-Based Princess on Instagram.
Follow her. Best treats.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I was on my way down there to meet her because, you know, I did a podcast on The Slutty Vegan.
Mm-hmm.
And Pinky, who is the owner of Slutty Vegan, told me about the Plant-Based Princess with this vegan ice cream.
Yes.
So I had gone down there to meet her one day and to invite her on the podcast and that kind of thing. Just so happened Raheem Devon was doing a listening party.
Yeah, I do remember.
And so I happened to meet you when I was in there, and you had just come from doing a vegan tour.
Actually, we were on it. Remember,
you were on the vegan
my guests
tour.
were there too.
Yes.
And they asked me in the car that day when we got back in. They're like, "Oh, did you know him?" You know,
right? You know, people who are not black think that
the
we
wonderful people.
They think we all know each other.
Yeah.
And so we just got to talking, and I said, well, listen, in the new year, we're going to go ahead and do a podcast together because I know many of you have been messaging me and asking me about veganism and how I did it. You know, for many of you, I don't identify as vegan.
Right.
First and foremost, vegans are across the board. First of all, they don't wear leather.
No.
They're not going to, use any type of product.
I think this is the hardest part for people because, they find a way to bastardize everything, and they bastardize that term as well. So veganism is a animal care movement. People who believe or people who practice veganism have a staunch stance on protecting animals.
Right.
In its entirety. So
right. So it's not just not eating meat.
Right. It translates over into their diet, what they wear, how they take care of their body.
Use.
Yes, everything.
Right.
So a lot of times people will say, I'm a vegan, and then they throw that lovely leather bag across their back. And
right. Like, girl, you're not really vegan.
You're not. You're not. Don't let them and don't be defined just by your diet. Either. Right. That's the hardest part.
Because I said to you, so you're vegan. And you said, well, no, I'm not vegan.
Because I don't want to disrespect their cause either. Right. You know what I mean?
And I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. So I identify as pescatarian.
Okay.
But, that's just for simple terms and just to kind of be able to explain it to people. Because for me, I don't buy dairy products. Okay. I don't cook with it. But I was out yesterday for dinner, and a friend of mine had shrimp and he didn't have shrimp and grits. He had blackened salmon, blackened catfish and grits, and they had drizzled some cheese and the grits.
On top of it.
So I ate a little bit of the cheese. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't buy it.
Yeah.
But I'm not so staunch where I'm like, oh, no, I can't eat that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to eat any meat. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to me going to a restaurant with friends or family or whatever, and there happens to be cheese or some sort of milk-based something, like a sauce or something, I'm gonna just go ahead and eat it and taste it.
And
if
you
I can't get it off.
I think the thing about these labels, and we could talk about labels all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the thing about labels, specifically when it comes to food, is you realize you're really trying to communicate to people sometimes what you don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
So pescatarian says, I only eat fish and fruits, vegetables, right?
Correct.
Vegetarian says, oh, I will eat anything but meat, right?
But because they'll still eat dairy,
They'll
right?
eat dairy,
Vegetarians will.
they'll eat chicken broths, they'll eat whatever. But when you have a lifestyle that's really based on really trying to take care of yourself, it's not about what you don't eat. So
Right.
I've had the same pharmacist for 7 years. His name is Dr. Bobby Price. On Instagram, he's Dr. Holistic. But whenever I met him, I had crashed 3 cars in the wall on 85. Like,
Why? What had happened?
I had chronic fatigue syndrome.
And so you were falling asleep?
I was falling asleep everywhere.
So what's the difference between that and narcolepsy? How did you know you just weren't narcoleptic?
So narcolepsy it has to do with the nerves. It has to do with sleep. So I had to
Okay.
go take a sleep test to rule out narcolepsy and sleep apnea.
And they ruled that you had chronic fatigue syndrome.
A chronic fatigue illness, right? And I had hormonal imbalance. I was low. I had vitamin deficiency. But see, when people see that you skinny, because see, God didn't give me a lot at the bottom, Craig. So you have to turn.
Girl, you
to the
in these
side.
little shorts. Do you want them to see your little shorts
Oh,
and stuff? Go
I
ahead
give
and
it to the people
Go
now.
give them to them little pantyhose and stuff. Are they called pantyhose?
No, these are fishnets, black pantyhose.
But
no, they are. I like to identify with but I have a date tonight after I leave.
so
with
you came prepared for your date.
Yes. So I wanted to be cute
So
with my
you
little.
looking ahead.
I call it piggybacking. You just got to figure everything out.
Oh,
make
that's
it
why you
work
told
for-
me you had to get out of here by a certain time.
Yes, that's him making sure that I'm gonna be on time, which we all know I'm not always on time. But
So let's just jump right into it
Yeah,
then,
let's
since
do
you
it.
have. Okay, so you brought us a couple items, a couple of your favorite items from
Yes.
Arden Garden.
Arden Garden, it's a great place to get fresh juices, vegetable pressed juices, fruit pressed juices, great for snacks. A lot of the times people just have a hard time transitioning. Like they want to
From
try
eating meat
from
to-
eating meat, right? They want to try out veganism because they heard it's healthy for them,
Mm-hmm.
or they want to try a new lifestyle, but they're like, I only know how to cook one way. Or all food, a lot of times people are like, all vegan food tastes like dirt, grass,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like not true. So at Arden Garden, you can find this is no tuna salad.
This is no tuna salad.
Now you like tuna salad. Was it one of your comfort foods?
Yeah.
Do you want to see if it tastes like one of your old school comfort foods?
So should I?
Yeah, just scoop a little bit out.
And this is made out of chickpeas.
Chickpeas. What do you think?
It tastes like my chickpea chicken salad that I made.
Well, I think the beauty of that is, you know what else? Let's talk about this. I think people always want the alternatives
To be
taste
exact.
exactly like
Right.
the other one things, but they
Right.
have their own flavor. They have their own personality. Like even with Pinky, like when you go taste a Slutty Vegan, they're like, it tastes exactly like a burger, and I'm like,
Well,
it has the consistency of a burger, but it has its own flavor profile.
It does have. Come on, flavor profile. It does have its own flavor profile, but that Slutty Vegan does taste like.
It tastes like a burger to you?
Hell yeah, it tastes like a burger.
Now, have you ever had the shrimp one?
From where?
From the Slutty Vegan, she's got a grilled ho boy, not po' boy, but a ho boy.
No.
She has a
It's good.
yes, it's so good.
Have you been to Viva La Vegan?
Of course, so they're on the tour as well. They're
They
on
are?
the Vintage Vegan Experience.
Okay, so before we get to that,
Okay,
how long have you been eating on a plant-based diet? Because again, remember, she doesn't identify as vegan because she got some leather high-heel boots over there.
and the pockets are in leather too, but we'll keep that. I have been on this journey probably about 7.5, 8 years.
So what differences did you notice? So like the chronic fatigue.
Right. So it started
Illness with
out. I actually started out fasting. So if your spiritual practice was Christianity based, like most African Americans, we always fast around Lent. We usually fast around the beginning of the year. So I started off that way, and we were all doing like the Daniel fast. And you're always looking for alternatives during that time.
What's the Daniel fast?
The Daniel fast is basically a description of veganism. You don't eat anything except fruits, nuts, vegetables, water. No processed food at all. No fried food. And I would do that for
so
like
you can't
40
even
days.
eat fried food with that.
Because the body needs to detox. Like, the body needs time, it needs space, it needs, just like everybody, it needs to rest.
So, when you switched your diet, did you notice a difference in that chronic fatigue?
Immediately. The first thing that happened, I dropped a lot of weight really fast, which wasn't good technically wasn't good for your body, but the chronic fatigue already had me small.
So those of you that have these heavy ankles and you've been dying to lose some weight, come off that meat.
You'll notice it. You'll notice it like 7 days. Like, you can lose up to 5 to 15 pounds the first 2 weeks that you're eating nothing but fruits and vegetables. But it's about sustaining. It's not about living in the extremes.
Now, when you say eating fruits and vegetables, what is it that you're supposed to eat? Because I know somebody's listening right now. Well, that's not enough protein. How you going to get your protein?
Well, I get my protein the same way the animals got their protein.
Say it again for the people that...
I get my protein the same way the animals got their protein. People say that to me all the time. They're like, Labane, how do you get your protein? Clearly, when I stood up, you saw that I'm not that skinny. So... that a cow is a mammal that grazes on grass.
It's an herbivore.
All day. It's an herbivore. And so what happens is, and I'm not a scientist by any means, so I'm borrowing everything that my plant-based pharmacist has taught me over the years, in books that I've read, of course. Whenever they go to eat that, their body processes the protein and it metabolizes it. So when we eat animal protein, we're really just eating protein that another animal already processed. And so it would be the same as somebody cut a piece of our ass off and ate it and grilled it. Well, here's the weird part, and I really try not to gross people out, but it's all about making like healthy choices about how you get things, right? Can I get proteins from animals? Yes. Can I get proteins from plants? Yes. When I eat protein from plants, which one burns cleaner?
Exactly. And which one has the least amount of impact on your system,
your body,
your organs,
your joints, all of that.
Because all you
right?
ladies, and I've been saying this forever, just like I've been talking about that R. Kelly thing forever.
Mess.
Yeah. You ladies that have these fibroid problems.
No, look.
I bet you it's connected to this.
I don't even want to bet.
Eating.
Let's have a conversation. Whenever I was in college, I had, in my circle alone, 6 women. They had a trifecta. They all wore relaxers because, baby, in the 2000s, we had it laid and glazed.
Again, yes, and I've said this too, like using these hair products, that stuff penetrates your skin.
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead.
They had a trifecta, so they were all using relaxers. They were all eating meat and dairy, heavy. You got to think about it, heavy. And they all were on birth control. So, like, when you put those 3 together, the fibroids, and then not detoxing, who detoxed in college?
Nobody.
Not me.
Y'all barely ate your greens in college.
I barely gave myself enough time between drinks in college.
I was always eating salads and stuff at college because I promise you, this one of the ladies at the cafeteria said to me, she said, "Baby, every day I see you, you always start with a salad." She said, "Your mother must have really instilled in you to eat your veggies." I always, because I have to eat.
So your skin been glowing.
Baby,
glow up.
listen, I have to ease into my meal, and just like I have to ease into the day, like in the morning, like I start, like even before I came off meat, I would have to start with something kind of soft and like some fruit or something.
You
before
can't just sit down.
I can't just sit down to no. I had to ease into it, and now that I don't eat meat, I start every day with a fresh fruit smoothie, fresh and fruit and veggies. So when you did,
let's talk about these smoothies.
Go ahead.
Are they fruit heavy or are they vegetable heavy?
They both. I put kale, spinach. Sometimes I use cucumber.
Are you rotating out your greens?
I do rotate them.
Good.
I do.
Why? Why?
I don't know why, but I do.
Well,
then tell me why. Now I don't know why, but I do.
It's good to rotate out your greens because you need different types of nutrients, and each plant has a special gift for us, right?
So each plant has a what?
A special gift for us.
All right, come on,
That's how
it
keeps the cells. Like the body needs something different every day. So don't go buy spinach and eat spinach the whole week. Spinach is heavy in oxalic acid. You're going to start experiencing joint pain.
Okay.
But if you do like spinach for 2 days at the beginning of the week and then do kale towards the end of the week.
And see, I stay away from the kale. I mean, I use the kale because it has a lot of protein in it.
Yeah.
But it gives you a lot of gas.
Really?
Girl.
It doesn't give me gas.
Yeah.
I guess I've been eating it too long. And the body starts to shift after a while too. Because I also find it's the way we prepare certain things and then just how the gut begins to process it over time. I do. So I buy a variety of different fresh veggies. And in the summertime I buy fresh fruit. Are you putting herbs in your smoothie?
What kind of herbs? Now talk to me.
Everything. Like you could do basil, you could do watercress, you could do cilantro, you can do parsley. I usually have an herb of the week.
Now I put cinnamon in it.
Every smoothie?
Not
Three
everyone.
smoothies?
Not everyone.
What smoothies you putting cinnamon in? Cinnamons.
It just depends. Like today it was ground Vietnamese cinnamon.
First of all, baby, I was about to ask you about this Vietnamese cinnamon. If you are not eating Vietnamese cinnamon, go change your life.
Baby, I try to tell them.
It's the best.
I try to school
It's the
them all
best.
the time. They be looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, Vietnamese cinnamon, smoked paprika.
Girl, smoked paprika is all I cook with. That's all I cook with.
Don't put that in the smoothie, but
No, don't put that in the smoothie, not the smoked paprika. But I
that's
cook with it so much that they have sent me smoked paprika.
it's so good. And it's the transition. If you don't know how to cook collard greens without smoked meat, like neck bones, I'm a Southern girl. I'm from Willard, North Carolina. I know.
Where you from?
Willard, North Carolina.
Girl, where is Willard?
Right outside of Wilmington, baby. We swim and we raise. I didn't even know what a barbecue was until I was 12 years old because we had so much seafood at our barbecues. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little coast baby.
But no, like I always buy, like in the summertime, I buy fresh fruit.
Yes.
Like my fresh blueberries, my fresh raspberries,
Pineapple,
strawberries.
so everything tastes delicious.
Correct. But in the winter, I buy frozen fruit
Why you do that?
because it's not ripe in the winter.
You gotta find things that are in season. That's what the body really loves. You
Okay, so
wanna-
what fruit is in season?
So like you can get pomegranates right now.
girl, so what I'm supposed to do? Put the seeds in the Vitamix?
Well, yes. Well, I'll teach you how to open a pomegranate
I'm gonna
on
need to-
another
yeah,
day.
'cause,
We'll have to have a smoothie making one.
Yeah, we'll
one
have to
day.
do that. We'll do that. They love that. They love watching me make smoothies and stuff.
And my favorite smoothie blender, well, the big smoothie blender, if you're preparing for a family, just like how you cook in bulk, that's gonna be a Vitamix. But my favorite personal smoothie maker, everybody sleeps on it, is Oster. Oster. It's got the best blade.
Really?
Don't get a NutriBullet. Don't get a Ninja. Get Oster, and it's only $20. It's on Amazon, and you can get it from the website itself. It's so great.
So let me. So the veggies that I use, I use
doing good.
spinach, I use kale, but I alternate. I rotate.
Have you dived into Swiss
use-
chard? Swiss chard?
No, I've never used Swiss chard. I've had
Dinosaur
it in a
kale.
restaurant, but I've never.
Yeah. Rotate them out. Because after a while, green is green, baby. We all
I'm at
like
girl,
it.
that Swiss chard look kind of crazy in the store.
No, but it's pretty. And we have to stop thinking with this and think from the inside out.
And you gotta really soak it. Like when I buy that fresh kale, I soak it in the sink for a while.
Before you blend it?
Yes,
Or
I
to
gotta
cook
soak it in
it?
some water. Both, because it'd be so dirty.
Oh, yeah. To make
Yes,
sure that. Okay.
yes.
I thought you were talking about in terms of a preparation. Yes.
Yeah, no. I
Get
soak
some
it.
veggie wash.
Yeah.
Make sure
I had
that-
veggie wash. Now I talked all about veggie wash. I'm like, this ain't nothing but some shit that white people have made to make you. go spend
No,
some
it's
extra money.
serious, especially because. And here's another thing that people don't know about
I
organic.
need some more veggie
right?
wash. I just threw it. I just used the rest of
No,
it.
you got to use it. You got to use it because in for conventional fruits and vegetables, they're allowed to spray those 5 or 6 times during the thing. But with organics, it's usually 2 sprays or less. Because a lot of
Right.
people think it has no sprays, but
Right.
it does have it. So we still have to wash our organic
Right,
vegetables. as
because
well.
I started just buying organic bananas, and I was telling them that it supposedly has less pesticides.
yeah,
supposed to
that
not have
and burro
pesticides.
bananas are closer to the original bananas.
What kind of bananas?
Burro bananas. They have seeds in them. See, people don't know bananas.
Girl,
supposed
where
to
you
have
get them
seeds.
from?
You can get them from the farmer's market. You
Girl,
can
see
get
now
them
you
from
got me going to the
Trader Joe's.
farmer's market.
Look, that's
Somebody
a journey in
said
itself.
wrap some of that Swiss chard on a Beyond Burger and some red onion, baby.
Make it fit, sis.
Okay.
You need to fit in
So
greens any way you
I
can.
rotate my greens out in my smoothie. So it just
This is
depends on
good.
what I feel, and it just depends on what I have. I have carrots in there. Sometimes I put cucumber. I put
Yeah.
celery.
Yeah.
But then I have other stuff to sweeten it. I
Yeah.
get my banana.
What are your sweeteners? Banana?
My banana.
Green apple?
Green apple. Even some red apple. Just depends. You know what I mean?
I'm a pineapple freak when it comes
love
to
pineapple.
sweetening. And pomegranates, blueberries, love strawberries.
Blueberries for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have my supplements that go in there. Like I have one of my California vegan watchers. Mm-hmm. She
What
sends
is
me
it?
a bunch of stuff. She sends me this stuff. Let me show you.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm gonna show you a bunch of stuff.
I'm ready. I love are you Corella, sea moss, hemp protein.
Yeah, I got hemp protein.
Hemp protein is the most bioavailable protein on the planet, on the entire planet.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the most what?
Bioavailable protein.
Really?
Meaning the cells really like it. Because, see, I was a communications major in college. Everything
was
that
I.
I know about diet comes from reading.
So this
books.
right here is Superfood Blend.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, so I do like 2 scoops of these.
Soy free, very good for
Soy
men.
free.
No soy.
I tell them all the time, men should not be eating soy.
No.
Hit the share button on the video, guys, so somebody else can learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Soy free, vegan free. I mean, vegan and then gluten free. So
Yep.
this is a mixture of like bunches of blueberries, broccoli, tomatoes, vegan protein.
I like this.
So even when I say, for instance, like today, like I didn't put, like sometimes I may not have spinach or whatever. I'll use this with my fruit
As a substitute.
as
I
a
got
substitute, right?
Yeah.
And then I usually sweeten this with some agave too.
You. Okay, I'm gonna let you get away with it for right now.
So wait, you don't like that I use the agave?
Agave is a better sweetener than most, right? But overall, it's still an empty calorie. So just balance it out. Try
So
to
what would
depend
you
on
want
your
me to-
depend on your fruit more.
Girl, now you want me to be eating this, drinking dirt. Now that's how it really tastes.
No, you gotta depend on your fruit. Get you
Oh
a
my
nice,
God.
ripe pineapple. Get you and let your
Okay.
bananas overripe.
Overripe, because that'll help sweeten it.
That'll make it sweet.
And that was one of the things that I said to them too. Here's the other thing. I don't typically like fruit that's bruised. You know, how, like sometimes the banana.
Like when you drop an apple.
Yeah, and it
now I
bruises.
won't eat it, but I'll blend it.
Well, that's what I was
mean,
about to
you
say.
get what I'm saying? I
Yes,
won't-
yes. I won't eat it either, but I will put it in the blender.
Oh, yeah.
Like I had a banana the other day, and it was when I peeled it back, it was pretty much fine. But then there was a section of it that was kind of bruised, and
Yeah,
I just
baby, I
threw
ain't
it-
eating that.
But I put it in the blender, and
Yeah.
it gives it sweetness.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
But what I've also heard is when a banana is bruised like that it's supposed to fight against cancer.
Oh no, I've never
I don't know
heard
how true that is, but I've heard that.
I never heard that.
Now here are my hemp hearts.
Yes, hemp is great.
You can put this on salad or yogurt or whatever, but I usually put some of this in my smoothie.
Okay, let me see these greens over
Sometime.
here because that's what I'm really interested.
Oh. So I'll sometimes put a scoop of this wheatgrass, alfalfa, spirulina, kale, beets.
Yeah,
Sometimes I put some of that. So she sent me all of this stuff.
go ahead.
And I got a bunch of stuff up there like that I put in there that I
This
will
is
add
nice.
into my smoothies.
Okay, 3 things that I want you to rotate in or try. Just start trying.
What?
You down?
The Swiss chard.
Swiss chard for sure. Corella.
What the hell is Corella?
Corella is a sea vegetable. See, we need to have our sea vegetables.
Now, where do I
too.
get Corella?
You can go to Sevenanda.
Is she at Walmart?
No, she's not at Walmart, honey. You have to go to Sevenanda for that. You can also do sea moss, but baby, sea moss is strong. But it has 102 of the minerals that we need each day. Dr. Price has some of that on
These
his
are
website
tasty.
too. You like that one?
Pineapple, apple, ginger.
I like the spice. Ginger is bomb for keeping the
I do
stomach
too.
straight.
And
You
then
know what else is good for keeping
what?
the stomach straight? Figs.
Really?
California mission.
Now, you
figs.
can put figs
Tell
in
your
your,
California follower to send you some figs. That's what you need.
Now, the figs will be good in the smoothie, too.
Yeah, figs.
That was sweetening.
Now, when you talk about easing into the morning, figs are really great to start with because
Really?
it alkalizes the stomach. Best one.
Really?
People who get drunk the night, if you drinking the night before, get up, get you a little banana, get you a little fig, eat that, drink some water. You're going to pull yourself back together.
So, tell us some of the other benefits.
Sometimes my country just slide out.
Oh,
You
yeah,
hear
it
it?
slid right on out.
I'm sorry.
So some of the other things that you noticed, like your sleeping, the chronic fatigue thing went away.
Yeah, so once we really got my diet balanced, where I was getting lots of green vegetables in, and I was really kind of reducing some of the junk food in my diet, because things that we think are healthy, like I used to eat a lot of pasta, I used to eat a lot of like bread, and those are things when they break down in the system, they just become trash, and that's why I think like if I had to pick a label for myself, which this is not a real thing at all, but it reminds me what I'm eating for. It's for every calorie that I eat, I need to be getting the most nutrients possible.
Exactly, and that's
most
what these
possible.
things are about that I just showed you. Even like I have a container with beets that's like powdered.
Yeah.
Because the body is craving nutrients. It's
All
not
day.
craving food. It's craving nutrients.
The 2 things crave junk food: your ego and the little parasites that are living in your stomach.
Right.
Like if you have not detoxed properly, I detox 4 times a year.
What's your detox consist of?
I do the tummy detox by Dr. Holistic, and I do the parasite candida cleanse. It's a dual tea. Actually, he has a group going right now. It's like 30 days. Whole bunch of, Brandy Harvey's
So
doing
tell me
it.
about the
Everybody's
two.
doing
Tell
it.
me about the 2 different ones. So the first one is teas.
They're bitter teas. So the tummy detox is really going to improve the integrity of the gut, making sure that the gut is staying clear. Because if you have a cloudy mind and you can't think straight and you always stressed out and confused, I'm willing to bet that your diet sucks. Like, I mean, not to be rude, but a lot of times I can tell what people are eating by what they tell me that they're going through or what they're experiencing.
And then
the Parasite Candida Cleanse, like when we eat like meat, if you eat a lot of meat on a regular basis, or if you're eating seafood, which has like mercury in it, and then, they're packaging that stuff, guys, and it's got to get all the way, if you're not living on the coast, it's got to get all the way from the coast and it's got to get to us. Then they got to put it in the store. And then the whole thing about meat, like, have you ever left, here's what I learned. One time we left a ham in the stove. After Thanksgiving, you know how everything, turkey turned into turkey salad, ham turned into ham surprise, and we went out of town for 2 days.
And you forgot the ham was in it?
That ham was in that darn stove. So when we came back, you know what it looked like. It had all types of stuff crawling over it, larvae, everything, right? Now you got to think, on average, the house is at about 75 degrees.
Absolutely.
Right? And so that's what we consider to be room temperature. And the
that's
meat
what
is
happened
decaying.
in that time.
And that's what happened in there. Now, we will eat meat every meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right?
You don't even feel like you've had a full meal unless you had some meat.
That's the mind.
And
that's the parasite.
And that was really hard for me to adjust to when I came off meat.
Yes.
I felt like I needed more. I was like, well, I don't feel full. But you're not supposed to feel full.
No.
And I was
You're
missing
supposed to feel
satisfied and satiated. I was missing that full
Did you feel satiated?
I did. I try to pull out a $5 word every now and then.
Sexy vocabulary. I can't even.
But I was missing that feeling of fullness, And so I was like, well, damn, like, I need something else, But then my body just had to adjust to it. Somebody is asking on the Facebook Live, do you know any remedies for, like, headaches? What I will say is somebody told me that if you take basil oil, you put it on your temples, rub it on your temples.
That's curing the symptom, right? But the first thing that I would ask her is
the diet.
Right. How much water are you drinking every day?
Well, let me tell you about her, because I know this lady who follows, she be eating pork skins and stuff.
Your pressure high, baby.
Right. Let's start with that.
Your pressure is high.
Anybody that's still eating pork skins out of a bag in 2019?
Don't do it. You got to see what they're doing to these animals. Look, remember I told y'all I live in Willard, North Carolina. It's a hog farm like 2 miles down the street from my house.
Can you smell it from your house?
You can.
Yeah.
You can. And when they go off, like the little across my estate, the little truck taking them off the slaughter, when it goes by,
you can smell it.
It's sad, and they be squealing. Them pigs don't want to be in y'all gut. They don't. They don't. Anyway,
that's a mess.
So when we bumped into each other on the tour. When you gonna come on the tour, Craig?
I want to come on the tour. Is this the thing you were talking about in February? Or is this something else?
Let's do it in February.
Let's do it in February.
And then have your friends come be with you.
Yes, we'll talk about it and we'll push it. So explain to them, tell them the name of the tour.
Okay, it's the Vintage Vegan Experience.
The Vintage Vegan Experience.
Yeah, it's the only Atlanta and vegan food tour in Atlanta. So, I'm sorry, I mixed that up. It's the only history and vegan food tour combo in Atlanta.
And basically what happens is you pay what?
It's $100 on Airbnb. If you go through our website, you can get it for $80.
So you pay your $100, and with that $100, you meet at a location where you get into like a transportation.
You get into transportation. You're not driving around.
You're not going to be driving around.
Together.
You meet at the central place.
Yeah.
And you all get into the same van or whatever.
Yeah.
And you go from restaurant to restaurant, vegan restaurant to vegan restaurant.
6 different restaurants.
6 different restaurants.
6 different like antique Atlanta vintage spots that I tell the history about.
So your $100 basically covers the transportation and your food.
Yeah.
And stuff that
and everybody's always full off the second one. I tell them to pace themselves. They still don't listen to me. I'm like,
so you basically go around. So how long have you been doing this?
We kicked off in August, and we're gaining traction. At this rate right now, we're
August of 2018.
2018, my bad. Yes. And at this rate, we basically make about 32 to 40 raving fans for local businesses here in Atlanta every month.
And so the restaurants are glad to open up their doors and say, "Oh, come on in," because it's exposing them, giving them exposure.
I believe in a fill the other guy's basket mentality. I want our small businesses to thrive. You get what I'm saying? So if they're there, I always have something to eat. It's a self-service, but it's also.
And what made you start it?
I I love for human beings to be human beings again. I believe in intensely human experiences and just bringing people together. Food always brings people together. Learning the history of something or why something originated. You know, people are always fascinated by those things. It starts conversations. We had a big topic one time. We were on a tour. It was about 4 people. 2 people were from Buffalo, 2 from France, 2 from the A. We were having a conversation about gentrification, honey, and I had to get somebody straight. He was like, yeah, nobody used to live down here. We were in East Atlanta.
You told me about that.
I said, yes, people did live down here. And how did you guys buy the property if no one lived down here?
Right.
But we had to have a conversation about gentrification and
teachable
what
moment.
happens. Yeah. But we were doing that over some lovely ice cream, though.
Some vegan ice cream.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Yeah, she had just debuted her holiday flavors. It was like spice eggnog and all that. But, you know, once you have shared food with people at 3 or 4 different places, it's not being on the attack anymore. We're having conversations.
Right.
We're talking about family. One of my guests, their family had been in Atlanta for over 400 years. I was like, that's
I remember that
crazy.
because that was when I met you, the day I met you.
Yeah, I was like, how do you even know that? Like, but, you know, the wonderful people have the luxury of having documents of their history in a way that we don't always have. So, like,
And just for those of you who are listening, when she says the wonderful people, she's talking about white people.
yeah, wonderful people and beautiful people. Black people are beautiful.
So, let me ask you, somebody is asking about cholesterol. Do you know anything that would help lower cholesterol?
The biggest thing that I would say with lowering cholesterol is you got to up your leafy greens. You have to. And you have to up your water. You have to be careful about using a lot of oils. And here's where the sneaky pieces come in.
A lot of cooking oils.
Cooking oils are one, but here's the other sneaky places that oil find us. If you love sauces, they use all types of oils and like
And
dressings,
butters and things.
butters, all this
And
stuff.
that's
So
what
we
I
have
was
to be
saying.
really careful.
And that's what I was saying at the top of this conversation. When I go to a restaurant and it's a sauce or something and it has dairy in it, I usually just overlook it and just go ahead and eat it.
Yeah, just yeah.
Because it's like,
But it's a difference between going to a restaurant and then what you buy and put in your home.
Exactly.
Because, baby, I don't have chips in my home because I would demolish them. Do you understand me? That's why I bought these crunchy bean things. Because
right, and so these are bean crisps? What are these made out of?
So these are made from chickpeas, split peas, and black beans. And then it's been cooked in sunflower oil, which is an oil that you can cook at a high temperature, right? Guys, coconut oil and olive oil are not supposed to be cooked at a high temperature. They turn into dangerous substances inside of our body once we start doing that. See, these are conversations we have on the tour because a lot of people don't know.
Right.
And we can have conversations.
Because they
about
do say
that.
you should use avocado.
You can use avocado.
oil. I have some avocado over there, but she's expensive. My California vegan friend sent me that as
But
well.
think about it from this perspective.
You either
Expensive things should be used what? Sparingly.
parsimoniously
Ooh!
is the word I like.
Look.
As often as necessary, but sparingly.
Yes. Oh, I
Yes.
think I'm going to just be on a high off of this vocabulary. Y'all have to understand. I like hanging out with writers. Jesus.
But you know the other thing too about paying for it up front, paying more up front, paying more for the avocado oil up front,
Yeah.
paying more for vegan friendly shower gels, things like
Yeah.
that. You're either gonna pay for it up front or you're gonna pay for it at,
Come on
the
now.
cancer treatment center.
Come on now.
Or wherever,
The average treatment for cancer in this country is like 75,000 plus. In other countries like India, it's at a rate of like 30,000. That's why there's this new industry called medical tourism, where people are going out of the country on vacations to get tummy tucks, to get bypass surgery, everything, because America wants us to be sick. Because we have health professionals. I mean, and don't knock it, baby. My mama is a nurse, okay? If we go back to midwifery, there's going to be a whole industry that's going to be
Wiped
out
out.
of a job. But, I think it comes with just phasing out over time, just going back to, like, our roots and stuff, when I was growing up, my grandma made me drink wormwood tea every night.
warm wood tea,
Wormwood tea.
huh?
Wormwood tea.
Worm,
Worm.
like a worm in the ground.
Worm in the wood tea.
So why did they call it that? Was it really a worm
It's
in
a
it?
bitter tea. They write about it in a couple of different religious texts too, but it's just a bitter tea.
So what is wormwood tea supposed to do?
What it does once it gets in the body, it starts to purify the blood and it empties the gut. It detoxifies.
You know what that sounds like? I grew up with Jamaicans and Trinidadians. And the Trinidadian family that I grew up with, they used to give me Morby. Mauby, Morby.
Oh, I never heard.
And it
of
was from the bark of a tree.
Yeah.
They would take the bark of the tree, they would boil it and strain it, and then you drink it and you sweeten it, and then you. It tastes like, you know what it tastes like? It tastes like licorice.
Oh, is that like sarsaparilla though? No, because sarsaparilla tastes more like root beer.
You know, this tastes
I
like
love
licorice.
it. I have to figure this out.
But they said that that's supposed to clean your bloodstream, the Morby.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about. Keeping
That
the
and
gut,
sorrel.
keeping the blood. I love sorrel.
I love sorrel too.
Do you make sorrel like now? Do you make it as a holiday drink? Do you make it all the time?
I
Do
like-
you add cocktail to it?
I've had it as a cocktail. I've had it as a martini before. I was in New York, but I've never made it. I've made Morby before, but I've never made sorrel.
You know, one of my tour guests, they came up with a really good idea. She said this would be good in the wintertime. I mean, in the summertime as a sorrel slushy.
Because
Do
they
have those?
typically, I don't know if they have a sorrel slushy. Because West Indian people, they typically drink sorrel as a holiday drink. But I like it year round.
Yeah, I like it every time I go to Tassili's. And I eat a lot of Tassili's.
That's where I get my punani from.
Oh, that's the only place you get it from?
That's the only place I want it from.
My favorite wrap there is the south of the border. I like spicy stuff.
There's another rap that I like. What's the rap? The Yoshi?
Hi.
Big Yoshi?
No, I thought it was that ish.
That ish, that's it.
Oh, I haven't tasted that.
This is Nikki. This
Hi,
is my
Nikki.
friend and
Nice
slash
to meet
assistant.
you.
But yeah, I love it's the Yoshi.
Okay.
That's the one I like too.
I haven't had that one. Do you get the barbecue sauce? Do you get the like?
Girl, I got some in my refrigerator.
Yeah, you got to keep it on deck because it's tasty.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, what is that made of? Is that bacon bits? Because people always say that's bacon bits. Is bacon bits?
It's
Bacos.
which isn't
Because bacon bits actually have bacon in it.
Right.
Okay, so
it's a
these are
flavor.
bacos.
But you know, bacon is a style of preparation. It's not an actual thing. So you could turn mushrooms into bacon.
You want some
or
of that?
I want some.
You could turn
more.
mushroom into what?
Bacon, like it's like smoking something. It's a style of preparing something. So you know, like that's why there is turkey bacon or pork bacon. You can have mushroom bacon, squash bacon. It's how we flavor it. You know, even meat. Whenever it doesn't have a flavor when it comes out the hog. I got a smokehouse in my backyard in North Carolina. That's where
You
they
got a
put
what?
A smokehouse.
Y'all were some country folks.
We were country, but it's a transition now. Now we're about to be camping folks. I can't raise any animals. My aunt said she want chickens. I said, baby, we're not getting no chickens.
So, but you don't eat any of that.
No.
No.
But she makes pound cakes. So she has a little thing on this, like she's been making pound cakes and jams for years.
So you still eat the pound cake?
Every now and
Because
then.
the pound cake has egg in it.
It does. Every now and then.
And see, that's what I was saying. Like, I was at a Starbucks one day, and I had to get me a blue... Listen, I was about to jump on a flight.
But I won't eat it at Starbucks. Like, if I'm going to...
Why?
Here's the reason.
I had a blueberry muffin, but what I'm saying is that has milk and an egg.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I said to them, I said, do you have any vegan type? They were like, no, we don't. I said, okay, well, give me the blueberry muffin because I needed something to eat.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I said. That's what I mean. When people focus on the labels, then you have to become something that people tell you that you're supposed to be. It's like, oh, you can't be eating this, you can't be eating that. Well, first of all, you have to transition. And when it comes to me and my aunties, my matriarchs, well, you know, I have I'm working on that podcast with them. But my matriarchs are my heart. I'm not about to look at my auntie who been baking cakes. That
say,
girl
"Girl, I
about
can't."
to be 80 years old and tell her, can you bake me a vegan pound cake? She'll
Now,
do
what's
that.
the substitute for eggs? What is it, like applesauce?
You can do applesauce. You can do avocado. You can get flaxseed and put hot water in it, and it beats just like an egg. I just made some jalapeno cornbread for the new year. With
Now, I know with the flax seeds, if you boil some flax seeds, it creates like that phlegm, that
You don't even really have to boil it. Like, if you just put a teaspoon in there and then just put like a teaspoon of hot water, it's just
No, I'm saying, like, if,
concept.
say, for instance, for example, like, if you're going to coat, like, some eggplant because you're going to dip that, or you're going to, like, I make salmon croquettes, and I used to use the eggs to hold them together, but, like, if you boil the flaxseed, it kind of gives you, like, that.
The gel.
Yeah, that
the
gel.
gelatinous.
Yeah.
Ooh, you see? I have words
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Not as many as the writer though, honey.
Oh, God. But I also will sometimes use avocado in my smoothies too.
Yeah, avocados are good to thicken up a smoothie. I use avocados a lot in the wintertime because, or if I'm on a show and I'm like super busy and I'm not gonna be able to eat like by noon, because baby, I eat 6 times a day. I'm a big girl.
I do too. That's
I eat all the time. I snack, I eat. I gotta have it. And so if I'm gonna be like stage managing and I know I'm not gonna be able to eat, I'll add like a whole avocado so that I'm full longer.
These sweet and spicy
You like those?
nuts are good.
It's the like perfect mix of sweet and savory.
Yeah, it's this glaze on here. Now, how much was this little container though?
$3.69.
See, that's the problem that a lot of people have with this plant-based stuff. That some things are a little more pricey.
They are a little more pricey, but I have I just don't want to pay for whenever it's time for me to retire and enjoy my money. I don't want to be paying for medical bills. Baby, I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want
Right.
to be I want to be a dirty old lady. I want to like pinch behinds on every continent.
Yeah, and I want to be able to walk
cool
around and my knees not be swelling up and stuff or
Right.
inflamed.
and just be comfortable inside of my body while I'm here. You know,
Quality of life.
While my soul, exactly. While my soul is here, I want it to have the best position of service that it can.
Because, people always say, yeah, but, you got to die from something. But the reality is, yes, we all have to die from something. But I want
You could die from life.
Right. I want a better quality of life while I'm here.
Very much so.
You know what I'm saying?
Very
Like, I
much
don't
so.
want to be... Because one of the things that I noticed, and I've shared this before, one of the things that I noticed right away when I stopped eating poultry in particular, because I wasn't really eating beef anyway.
That wasn't your speed.
No, that wasn't
It's
my
heavy.
thing. It's heavy, and because beef is supposed to be one of the leading factors or causes for prostate cancer.
Really?
And my father and his father were both diagnosed with prostate cancer. Mm-hmm. They both had surgery and they were cleared of it, but I ain't even trying to have it. So I had stopped eating that shit probably when I was in college.
Well, the FDA has approved that all meat, all land meat is it's cancer causing. It's carcinogenic. I can't pronounce it today.
But the other part of it is when I came off the poultry, I noticed right away that like my joints weren't achy.
Mm-hmm. That was dairy for me.
And I used to think that my joints were achy just from working out. I thought it was joint stuff.
It's the mucus.
Yes. And they link inflammation to cancers.
Yeah. It's sludge in the body. That's really what we have to start thinking about. Like when you put food in, you have got to get it out. A lot of people that start Dr. Price's detox, they're like, oh my God, I'm using the bathroom 4 times a day. Well, we're like, well, how many times did you eat? They're like 4. We're like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Because when you was a baby, you eat, you burped, it came out, it was time to eat again. We're supposed to continue that lifestyle throughout. And so if the fuels that you're eating, if they're causing responses in the body like inflammation or joint pain, like your body will tell you. I tell people don't stop eating stuff because I told you to stop doing it. Try it for like 3 months. If you put it back in your mouth and something hurts, your body is telling you that you're actively choosing pain if you continue to use it.
And this is one of the other supplements I didn't get to share with you that I put in my smoothies also.
I've never heard
It's
of
an
this.
African superfruit. Yeah, I've heard of it. Baobab powder, organic.
I'm gonna have to take a picture of this.
My vegan friend sent that too.
I love this.
And so it's like
They love you. They trying to keep you healthy for the long run, honey. They want you to be doing this.
But yeah, she really got me started with a lot of the things that I use, the things that I know about now. Like she sent me vegan friendly like laundry detergent and stuff. My shower gels are now all
Nice.
vegan friendly. Shampoo, like I mean, like she sent me a bunch of stuff.
But do you feel like
Deodorant.
overall wellness? That's the thing.
I do.
I think a lot of people don't. Until you feel overall wellness, you don't know what you're missing. I know
Exactly.
for me, and like now, I had a glass of wine like a couple of days ago because I don't drink that much anymore, and I was tired for 2 days afterwards.
Oh,
And I was like, really? Mm-hmm. Have we gotten to here? You think it's just age, though, maybe? Like, because I'm getting older?
girl, how old are you? I don't know.
Well, I mean,
You don't want to save for them? How
oh
old
no,
you
I'm
are?
35, honey, and look, trying to get to 40.
Well, girl, I'm
to Spain
42.
for 40.
And a glass of wine doesn't do that to me. So maybe you were just a little fatigued that day. Let's just chalk it up to that. But what I will say is, because people say to me all the time, "Oh my God, I know you have to miss meat. I know you just miss chicken wings, don't you?" And I'm like, not as much as I enjoy
Overall, well,
yeah. Because when
like
I
feeling
think,
good.
when I think about going back to that chicken, I'm like, yeah. Well, if you're gonna go back to that chicken, don't say nothing when that knee start throbbing again every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Because before, like right as I was turning 41, I would be really, really stiff in the morning when I wake up.
Yeah. Now.
So much so that I said to myself one day, you're gonna have to start stretching. When you wake up, because like I would step out of that bed and my feet would be tight, and I would hear them cracking as I'm walking, and it was like so tight where I couldn't even reach down to touch my, like if I wanted to put my little slippers on or these little footy socks that I have on, I would be stiff. I would be restricted, and so I would be like, let me just stretch real quick, and I would stretch, and then I'd be good to go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I came off that meat.
You ain't have to do all that
Baby,
anymore.
he was. One day I popped up out of the bed. It was like maybe the first day that I realized that I popped up out of that bed and hit it. And I say, "Oh my God! I just jumped up out of the bed. Like I didn't have to stretch. I wasn't stiff." And like now I just get up. Like I don't. And I know it's because of the change in the diet.
Yes, it's just worth it. It's worth it to invest in you. It's worth it to be okay. It's worth it. And you know what? I have better temperament with my family now. Like the foolishness, it just be with them. I'm like, I see y'all frustrated. You know, but I can remove myself because I'm not so like I used to be, like uptight all the time.
But you know, my concern too is like with like makeup and cosmetics and stuff like that, because all of those products
they're either tested on animals or they use animal fat in some of them. They use a lot of chemicals in them. We have
there's
to be
lead
careful.
and makeup and that kind of thing.
Look, the decision to be beat is a hard one. But
So are there any like vegan friendly makeup companies?
I'm not blessed. I do not know.
I was wondering that too. I've been wondering that lately, actually.
I know there's a lot of like face care products that I think you have to tackle things in sections, right? Like the very last thing that I gave up on this journey was seafood. Why? Because I'm a coast girl, right? Like that was the hardest thing for me to do. But the big things are like the skin is the biggest organ on our body.
Yeah.
So yes, but start looking for lotion replacements, body replacements.
Well, I use vitamin E on my skin and stuff like that.
Do you?
Vitamin E oil. Not on my face, but on my body, on my neck
What do
down.
you use on your face? Because your skin's like amazing.
Thank you.
You have no blushes. I mean blemishes. Like I'm looking. I'm like, oh.
Thank you.
And I have a huge one over here.
Maybe
so
that's why when people see me...
this was my sugar for the holidays.
Let me see.
See it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why when people see me in person, they're like, oh my God, you look amazing.
You do have, but listen, when you first meet Craig, he has a Prince effect. You know how like people talk about when you first meet Prince, like you can't stare them directly in the eye. When you first meet him, you can't look him directly in the eye, but then you warm up and you're like, oh, I'm in this space with him. I'm telling you, because he has a sweet spirit too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But no, I use Kiehl's.
Oh, okay.
Kiehl apostrophe S. But I've been using natural soap too since like 2002.
When you say natural soap, what are you
Black
talking? Like
soap.
black soap? Okay.
And they always ask me, well, what is the brand? What is the brand? It's not about the brand.
It's about finding the ingredient.
Correct.
You know what? I thank God I was raised in a family that makes things from scratch. And so read everything. Read
Yes.
what's in everything. Look for things like xenols and parabens. Like try to get that stuff out. Like,
Out of it, yeah. It needs to
Yeah.
say paraben free.
Go
but-
to Talia Wajid's natural hair, the natural hair conference. It comes every
What's
April.
it called again?
It's Talia Wajid's natural hair show. And it's
Where
in
is it?
April. It's down at the Georgia Congress.
Oh, it's here?
Yeah, it's here in Atlanta. And I take a group of matriarchs. Look, let me tell you, when you get these 60 and up wild betties together,
And they have a bunch of like natural hair product stuff at the
yeah,
show?
natural hair products,
Wow.
natural body products. I get my
Really?
shea butters from there. I get my detox soap from there. The only thing that I don't get from there is my vajayjay wash. I get that. I've ordered that offline. Sorry.
So you have a vajayjay wash?
I'm very comfortable talking about vajayjay, so you may not want me to get
No,
into
go
that
ahead,
topic.
because there's a lot of women that watch this.
No, vajayjay is
If you're not
important.
washing your coochie,
And you need to not wash it. Look, first of all, the vagina is not supposed to smell like flowers. It's not supposed to smell like baby powder. It's supposed to smell like good.
Stop putting all that stuff down. That's why you got endometriosis.
It's just supposed to smell like good vajayjay. So if you're eating fruits and vegetables, you're going to smell like good vajayjay. If you're cleaning with products that are natural, I have my product is called...
the one that you like to use?
Yes, it's called Fleur de Douche or something like that. I'll take a picture. I'll send it to you. Maybe you can put it.
I'll post it in the So Much to Say podcast fan page.
Okay, and I buy that every 3 months or so, and it's a natural made soap. She makes it for you when you order it.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it comes and it's in a liquid form. I don't use rags or anything. It's all hand.
So you still bathe, but then you use that in addition to it, or that's what you use?
Well, look, I think I'm blessed. I wash that first when I get in the shower. Then I wash my face. Then I wash my body.
Wait a minute. What?
I wash her first. I wash this next, and then I wash my whole body.
Now,
Because those are the two most sensitive things on my person.
Right.
My legs, arms, and feet are fine.
Right.
They need attention.
Right.
I didn't know we were gonna go this left. But it is a part of living. I mean, it's a holistic lifestyle. It takes so much to get all of the things. We were trained so differently. Like my aunt bought me showers, what was it, Summer's Eve forever. And just by the time I was in college, that thing would be on fire. She didn't like all of that extra fragrance.
So that was
stuff.
actually my question. So wait, do you wash your vajayjay with the same? Do you wash your face with the same rag that you use for your vajayjay? But you said you don't use a rag
for my
the
face
vajayjay.
or my vajayjay. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I use a rag for my body.
Right.
That's always a debate, like because
Right.
they talk about like, do white people use wash rags? I've heard they don't.
I just said the other day that a lot of them don't. They use those loofahs.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, how do you get into the crevices if you don't?
You got it. The crevices are important.
How did you get into the crevices with the
folds
loofah?
of things
Right. You need a rag.
and skin. Sloughing off skin cells are real. You can do loofahs for dry, like to dry scrub yourself, but
Right.
you need to.
And of course, that's not all white people, but you know.
No.
I was saying something to you a moment ago about the makeup and stuff, I think.
Yeah.
And I was just saying how you try to explore like using like natural products for that
Always.
if you can. But for me, I use like Kiehl's, and I don't know. I think that they are
They don't test.
I don't think they test on animals and all that kind of stuff. I've been using them for years, but the black soap is not important which brand you use. It just does not look completely black. It's actually dark brown.
Yes.
And it doesn't
Like
have
amberish.
Yes, and it doesn't have perfumes or dyes or artificial colors or anything like that. So
Yes.
that's what you need to look for.
Actually, there's a place, www.chicafreak.com. They have a black soap that has peppermint oil in it, and it's in a liquid form.
Yeah, you
would love
can.
that.
You can find it down at
Yeah.
7 Under too. They have it
Oh,
at
I
7
haven't
Under.
seen that one.
They have different ones down there. They have ones with lavender and
Oh, okay.
just different things down
Now
there.
you use bar or liquid? Bar soap?
I like the bar.
You do?
Because see, to me, that liquid seems like it goes. Well, like the shower gels that my vegan friend sent me, those are all shower gels.
Okay.
But the black soap, I like the bar.
You like
because,
the bar?
Yeah, it's like that liquid just goes too fast.
Oh, I use the black soap liquid on my face mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I just had my hair cut, so I'm going to go in and wash my face with that black soap.
Because the skin is glowing. Glowing over here. It is glowing.
All right, tell these people again about the vintage.
It's the Vintage Vegan Experience. You can find us on Airbnb. You can find us on our website, which is vntgso.com.
Tell them again.
www.vntgso.com, or it's really easy just to find us on Airbnb. Airbnb has been a great partner of ours. We really enjoy working with them. And it tells you everything you need to do. It's going to tell you everything, with the exception, we don't publish all of the restaurants we go to because we change them up every
Right.
couple of tours.
Right.
Yeah, we have a lot of partners across the city.
Okay. But is your goal, because we were talking about this when I first met you, is your goal to like venture into like other cities too?
Yeah, we're working on one in DC right now.
Oh, DC. We got DMV in here.
And they had like there was a dip. Like we had a lot of different restaurants up there, and then there's a dip, and so we've been up there doing some research. I get to call all my meals research now. Isn't that nice? Tax deductible.
Right.
Anyway, moving forward, but yeah, we have a lot of different partners across the city, so we don't really always publish it because we don't want to disappoint people.
People
if they're
looking for specific
one.
place,
yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds
And Craig's
awesome.
gonna come. You want to be a guest tour guide?
What does that entail?
It's just, you get to, instead of me talking all the time, you can talk and talk about things that are important to you, and we can find things in Atlanta that match with it. You just gonna be the leader. We'll use your face. It'll be like the Queen of England. He gonna be my figurehead for the day.
Listen, please share this podcast. If you're listening for the first time, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're available for free in Apple Podcast,
Yes.
SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, wherever you can listen to a podcast. And remember, I am back on Twitter, and I've been tweeting my ass off
You
lately.
have.
I have really been tweeting lately.
Deep stuff too. I was like, one of them was my confirmation. I was like, I need to change the dynamic of this relationship. He about to get a pink slip.
Oh.
Yeah.
My Twitter is yes, it's Craig. So wait a minute, why you? What tweet was it? Do you remember? And what? Wait, who's getting the pink slip? So it's obviously not this guy that you're going on this date with today.
No, like, sometimes it's just friendsps. where
absolutely.
People, like people use you.
Right.
They use your glow.
Yeah.
Because everything
Yeah.
I touch turns to gold. Everything everybody touch turns to gold.
If you believe it.
If you believe it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
and
about
people will
energy.
steal your glitter, especially when you don't know how valuable it is.
I sprayed my money spray today. Sprayed it on me, yes.
Do you have the incense too?
I don't. No, I was supposed to get the incense. I was supposed to get the candles too,
I haven't. See, I can't find the candle.
but I've been using the spray. I got a love spray and a money spray. I'm trying to draw that stuff in. Those things in.
I love this. Yeah. Well, let them look in your eyes, and you will get both.
Oh. Maybe that's why they stay away. That's why they stay away. They don't want to look
Just
in the
let
eye.
them, because look, those guys, when you meet him, don't look him directly in the eyes. Like, look at the top of his cheeks first and ease your way up.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. Be safe. Keep loving yourself.